I want to talk about energy level and work. So I've been working out for over probably 30 years, and I've been a personal trainer just over 20 years. So I have my own personal experience, and because I listen to people's stories, I get a good idea what works and what doesn't. So a major thing is push and then heal. Push means, you're working out, you're using proper form, using proper breathing, and you're pushing that muscle, not to the point where something breaks or tears, but where the muscle fiber breaks down and you rest a bit and it heals. And the rest of it is a key note here. So years ago at YMCA, I was a volunteer. The idea was you show people how to use the equipment properly, maybe throw in some other exercises for the core, and then you write up a full body routine, and then they do it every other day. So 3 or 4 times, depending on the week. There was a gentleman I had shown, and I saw him a few weeks later, and I said, well, how's it going? And he said, well, I'm tired all the time. And I said, well, how many times are you working out? Because remember, it's a full body routine. It's not broken up into body parts. And he said, every day. So he was doing full body 7 days a week. Now, from a mentality point, he's probably thinking this is good. Look at me, I'm working out, I should get results. But from a physiological point, not so good. The muscles have broken down, and before they can heal, they've broken down again. And that can make you weaker, and that can definitely lead to injuries. And fatigue, since we're talking about endurance. If you're fatigued and achy, you don't want to work out. You start coming up with excuses for not doing it. So you want to feel energized, you want to feel good, you want to feel hungry. You want to say, I want to do that workout. I don't want to be sitting here watching TV or the monitor. I want to be doing something physical. But after your workout, you might want to sit in front of that TV or that monitor. You might want to read a book, and that's recovery time. It's not wrong. Another theory is every time you go in, there should be improvement. Now, when you first start out, and I mean you haven't been working out, maybe you haven't been playing sports, or you haven't been doing it for a while, you might find that you get increases quite rapidly and quite often. But the point is, eventually, there's going to be sort of a stagnation while the body recovers. It's going to hit a peak, and then it needs growth time before it's stronger, and then you can continue on. So Tudor Bompa, and I think his name is Lorenzo, wrote a book about periodization. And it's a set program where you work out at a certain level, focusing, say, on 12 reps, and then you go to the next level for a couple of weeks where it's heavier weight, less reps, and you progress and you go less weights, heavier weight with warm-up sets so you don't get injured. And then you drop it back down to 12 reps. And I'm simplifying this, but the idea is that by the time you come back to the 12 reps, and I'll just use bench presses as a concept. If you're doing 100 the first time, the next time you come back around, you might be doing 105 for 12 reps or 110 for 12 reps instead. So it's progressive. There's a time to push and there's a time to heal. The higher rep range as the time to heal. Less reps means more weight, more sets. Higher reps, less sets, recovery. So that's a factor. And I tried to go heavier and heavier and heavier, and my joints started to ache. And I used to love working out, and I started hating it, not wanting to do it. And I was exhausted, miserable. So it's not a system that works. Now you have other factors. You have asthma, you have other allergies, you have injuries. If you've had an injury, the idea is you have to let that injury heal. So endurance wise, you don't just go right back to where you're at. You break down the injured area, let it heal, break it down a little bit, let it heal, work on your range of motion, work on your speed. Okay, so again, for endurance, it could be injury, it could be a health concern. Eating properly helps balance out your blood sugar levels. It helps maintain your energy level. If you're going to compete, they'll probably talk about ways of eating so that you've got this amount of energy over so many hours. Depends on what your competition is. And then it might be a suggestion of drinking something with some sugar or whatever in it at different points, because you've got your 100-meter dash to your ultimate marathons. You've got soccer games that can go into overtime, and football and hockey. It's all different. So I don't want to get really into that, but that's another kind of endurance preparation. But generally speaking, you want it so your energy level stays good from the time you wake up to the time you go to bed. When you go to bed, you want to sleep. You need sleep. Otherwise, what's going to happen is you're going to nap throughout the day. And you don't want to fall asleep driving. You don't want to fall asleep watching over a little one. So the idea with nutrition for, let's say, the non-professional athlete is to keep it maintained and eat properly. Sleep, I can't tell you how many hours of sleep you need because everybody seems different. The idea of getting about 8 hours every night, 7, 8, that seems to be ideal for the people I know who live long and happy lives. And I've known people who are in their 80s. I've even trained people in their 80s. So, in 90s, etc. Energy is super important. It's something to focus on. As a personal trainer, I would ask you in each session, where's your energy level at? So we might have a game plan, but if your energy level is just lousy, I'll say, let's start off slower. Now, what might happen is your energy level will suddenly pick up, and then we're good. But if your energy doesn't pick up within a certain time, we're going to follow Lou Ferrigno's advice. He's a famous bodybuilder and actor. His advice was basically, he said, if I'm working out and within 15 minutes, I'm just not feeling it, I stop. That's a wise thing because the body's telling you something. So if your energy is low, it doesn't mean you can't work out. It just means work on recovery, work on muscle memory, which means you're working the muscles so they don't start to atrophy. They keep strong. Hopefully you've got all that now. So there's how you feel each day. There's what you're up against. Are you up against certain health issues that can cause fluctuation? Eating properly, trying to get the right amount of sleep. And I will leave it with you at that, except for one more thing. Morning workouts, and this is if you sleep, say, from 9 till 5 in the morning. Okay, you can change the variable on that, but so you work out in the morning, you're tired. Your energy increases. If you work out in the afternoon, you're probably level. And if you work out at night, your energy is highest when you start working out and it decreases as you go. So if your goal is to do more push-ups, you would do more push-ups near the end of your morning workout. Your afternoon one, you could do it near the beginning, closer to the end, middle, probably the middle. If you're going to do it at night, you probably want to do it near the beginning of your workout. It's just one more factor about endurance is when you work out compared to when you sleep. Okay, until next time, stay safe, stay positive.